Okay, we are back. Let's start the next case. This is number 27. To the Lighthouse. We're heading to Georgia. Matthew, there it is. There's a Smuggler's Cove Lighthouse. According to Hope, this lighthouse is supposed to be a portal for demons coming to Earth. We don't know exactly how it works, but we do know that demons can only enter our world if summoned, which means somebody must be summoning them here. My mind's still reeling over the fact that little Hopi was the fifth and final key to unlocking the Demon Queen's cage. The demons almost killed Hope when they used her to set their queen free. I'm so relieved she's doing better now. Also, let's not forget the fact that you and the Chief saw the Demon Queen when she was released, and she looked just like the Chief's wife. It's pretty likely that Lily Arrow was possessed by the Queen, but we don't know for sure yet. The poor Chief was understandably cut up by seeing his wife alive, but with demonic eyes and crazy fiery hair. I hope he's going to be okay. As for me, I can't help but be stressed about what the Queen is planning, and when she's going to strike. Hopefully this lighthouse portal will give us some answers. Matthew, I did a quick Retchi, Reese, whatever. But there doesn't seem to be any way to access the lighthouse from here. Drats! So how do we get to it? Wait, there seems to be some weird mansion carved into the cliff up there. Maybe we can get to the lighthouse through it. Come on, Matthew, let's go in the cliff house. Hope the owner's friendly. Oh, that looks like Bucky Johnson. Holy heck! That guy slumped over by that shark tank is dead, Matthew. My God, you're right. It's Bucky Johnson, that FBI consultant we last met at the FBI headquarters in Virginia. Those marks all over him. Looks like he was electrocuted to death, and his shoes are missing. That's weird. Even weirder is that the sharks behind him are all dead too. What on earth happened here? What's sure is that Johnson didn't do this to himself. He was murdered. Could this have something to do with that demon portal out there? I agree. We need to investigate his murder. Maybe figuring out what's embroidered on the inside of this beanie will give us a lead. How dare you trespass in the house of the mighty crime lord, Dr. Damon? Your name's Dr. Damon? Sir, we are FBI agents here to... Eat! Is that a dead person? And what happened to my sharkies? That's what we're trying to figure out. Now please wait over there, Dr. Damon, and we'll be with you in a second. because I have a star, I'll talk to Dr. Damon right now. Or Damon. So, Dr. Damon, that's an interesting name. Well, I chose the name Dr. Damon because I am a demon. What's more, I am the most evil demon of them all. If you're FBI, you should know all that. You're a demon? Can you prove it? Ha! I don't need to prove anything to mere mortals such as you. In fact, the only reason you're still alive is because you amuse me. Okay. Then maybe you could explain how Agent Johnson ended up dead in your living room. He was snooping around, no doubt. There's always you FBI and other curious folks wandering in from the Lighthouse through my back entrance. It's not my fault my mansion is the best mansion of them all. Usually I feed trespassers to my sharkies, but it seems some other devilish criminal got there before me this time. So you say you can access the Lighthouse from your back entrance, and that Agent Johnson probably came from there. We need to check it out. Alright, I'll let you fools do your silly investigating. For now. Just don't break anything. Okay, I found the garden gnome. But something tells me I'm probably not going to get the star. Well, maybe I did. Dr. Damon was right, Matthew. There seems to be an easy path to the Lighthouse demon portal from this back entrance. But for now, we need to focus on Bucky Johnson's murder. And this broken metal could be a clue. I agree. Let's put it back together. And there might be something hiding in this mop bucket, so we'd better pick through it. I got another star, so I'm gonna take care of the beanie right now. Then I'll get to this after I collect some more. The Tin Man. The name on the beanie is the Tin Man, Matthew. Wait, wasn't the Tin Man the street name of that drug dealer you last met in Kansas? This beanie's gotta be his. The dude does get around, doesn't he? We need to find out what he's doing in Georgia. Martin Fuller. Well, in that case, now I have to collect some more stars. So sit tight, everybody. Only one star left to get, but I figured I better get this out of the way first. Hey there, Tin Man. You seem to have a knack for showing up wherever there's been a murder. What's the deal? I ain't done nothing. So how come we found your beanie next to Agent Bucky Johnson's dead body? I don't know anything about no Bucky Johnson. I'm just here to see the boss man to give him an update on my sales results. By boss man, I assume you mean Dr. Damon? Yeah, the good doctor gets me all the supplies for my clients, and I give him a mean cut of my earnings. Anyway, I'm late for my appointment with him. Gotta fly. You can keep my beanie. Ran out of film time, but that's okay. Cleaning products now. Oh, a locket. This locket was lying amongst the cleaning products, Matthew. We should see if we can match the woman in the photo to anyone in our records. Edwina Pickles. The lady in the locket's a housekeeper called Mrs. Edwina Pickles. I'll bet Mrs. Pickles works at Dr. Damon's mansion. We should ask her if she saw anything related to the murder. Hello, dears. Are you here to see Dr. Damon? Have a cup of tea while you wait. No, ma'am. We'd like to... go on now. Go on. No, seriously, we don't have time. You see, we're investigating the murder of an FBI agent whose body was found by the shark tank back there. Oh, dearie me, that is a tragedy to be sure. I hope it wasn't too messy, because I only just cleaned the tank with a good squirt of Mr. Biceps. Mrs. Pickles, did you see anything or anyone suspicious in the mansion while you were cleaning? Oh, no, dear. I learned a long time ago not to notice anything when it comes to Dr. Damon and his friends. Now, are you sure you won't be wanting that cup of tea? Yeah, we'll pass, thank you. Especially since tea's not in my diet. Got it. Matthew, this is Bucky Johnson's badge. How did it end up broken here? Could the killer have done it? Let's ask Priya to examine the badge. I'll let these two run their courses, and for now, this is Matthew. I'll see you again soon. Gotta take care of something first, but welcome back. Let's get the results of Bucky Johnson's autopsy. Come on, Ben, let me see the dead dude, please. Tilly, didn't I tell you not to bother Ben? You're too young to be looking at corpses. Now go back to our camper and stay there. Fine, I'll go play with Hope. Wait, you shouldn't be disturbing Hope either. Oh, that sister of mine will be the death of me, Matthew. Anyway, sorry about that, Ben. What can you tell us about Bucky Johnson? Was he electrocuted to death as we suspected? Yep, those burn marks on him show he was electrocuted alright, and the voltage that zapped him was so high that it would have also killed anything in the vicinity. That explains why the sharks in the aquarium behind him were also belly up. Exactly. And what's interesting is that the killer must have shot Johnson with an electroshock gun, but there's nothing currently on the market which could emit such a high voltage. This means that your perp would have needed to pimp up a gun to make it more powerful, and therefore has an excellent knowledge of electronics. The killer may be an electronics whiz, Matthew, but we'll be the ones zapping them into prison. the victim's badge. Matthew, I worry for you guys being out there pretending to be feds, especially seeing as an FBI agent's just been murdered. Don't worry, Priya. Matthew and I are always watching out for each other. We'll be okay. Speaking of the FBI, did you find anything interesting from the victim's badge, which we suspect the killer broke? Well, it seems your killer needs some liquid courage when it comes to murder, because I discovered traces of vodka and vermouth, otherwise known as the cocktail vodka martini, on the badge. And since Ben confirmed that there wasn't any alcohol in Bucky Johnson's system, the vodka martini must have come from his murder. Well, Matthew, our vodka martini guzzling killer will be going straight to jail, shaken or stirred. So, Matthew, the good news is that we found the lighthouse that's supposed to be a demon portal. The bad news is that we've stumbled upon Bucky Johnson and a bunch of sharks electrocuted to death in the house of someone professing to be a demon. I doubt Dr. Damon is any more a demon than you or me, Matthew. But that doesn't mean he couldn't have killed Agent Johnson. Then there's his batty housekeeper, who seems more interested in cleaning and offering tea than committing murder. That drug-dealing Tin Man is also suspiciously here to discuss sales results with Dr. Damon. We better... Matthew, do you see that? The Demon Portal Lighthouse has started flashing like crazy. Could there be demons coming? We'll find out in Chapter 2. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we're back. Let's start Chapter 2 of To the Lighthouse. This was it. Could a demon have been summoned? We need to go check the lighthouse out right now. Currently under a happy hour, but I've wasted about almost half an hour of it. I had to watch my local news. Ugh. Thought that cell phone was a clue. Turns out it wasn't. Didn't get the first star. Matthew, if there were any demons here, they must have disappeared by the time we got here, and the lighthouse has stopped its weird flashing. I'm kind of relieved, to be honest. I was getting horrible flashbacks to that time the demon Reggie Pratt was messing around with my brain. But look, this briefcase has the FBI logo on it. Could it have something to do with Bucky Johnson's murder? We better look through it. And there's some writing carved on this tree stump. We should figure out what it says. As for this ripped up blueprint, I agree we should tape it back together just in case it gives us another lead. Moment, folks. Alright, I got a couple of stars. Now let's get the blueprints, the results of the torn blueprints, or put them together anyway. It's a scandalous murder. If I'm not mistaken, this is some kind of blueprint for making a gun, Matthew. And it's a scandalous murder is written across it. Knowing how Bucky Johnson died, these gun-making plans have got to belong to our killer. This also means they were by the Lighthouse. You're right. The chief's our unofficial weapons expert, so we better send the blueprint to him. Seth Damon was here. The graffiti on the tree stump says Seth Damon was here, Matthew. This Seth's gotta be a relation of Dr. Damon. Maybe he even lives here. We should find out if he knows anything about Bucky Johnson's murder. Excuse me, are you Seth Damon? Yeah, what's it to you? Well, an FBI agent was killed in this house just earlier, and we're investigating the murder. Know anything about that? Don't know, don't care. You should ask my dad. He's so evil. So you're Dr. Damon's son? Duh, of course I am. Why else would I be living in this dump? You seen Mrs. Pickles, by the way? That old bat's always hiding some vodka martini fixings on her. I need a pick-me-up. Well, if we see her, we'll be sure to let her know. Right? I did the crime scene one more time. That FBI access pass in the briefcase belongs to George Matheson, Matthew. Let's find out what Agent Matheson's doing here. I'm only 4 levels away from upgrading to 500. Matthew, what are you doing here? We were going to ask the same of you, Agent Matheson. Agent Bucky Johnson called me, saying he needed backup. But my phone had some electrical issues, which took me a while to fix up, so I didn't see his message till it was too late. Too late? Meaning he was already murdered by the time I got here. Did he say why he needed backup? Negative, and I have no idea what prompted Johnson to snoop solo around the house of a known criminal. Ah, yes, Dr. Damon. We already spoke to him, and he said he didn't have anything to do with the murder. Ha! Likely story. Well, Matthew, I'll leave you to continue with your sleuthing, while I do my own investigating into the death of my colleague. If you need my help, give me a buzz. So now I'm up to level 496. And a long way to go to make it to 500. I think probably by the end of this season I should be able to get up to 497, but we'll see what happens. I'll let the blueprint run its course in the meantime. I'll have all stars collected. So for now, this is Matthew. See you soon. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the blueprint. Maybe I can get this out of the way before my second class teleconference. Hey, Chief, how are you doing? Can't seem to get my wife/Demon Queen's face out of my head, but the electroshock gun blueprint you sent was a well-needed distraction. Your killer is definitely an electronics pro because the gun design is pure genius, but it also turns out that they like playing online games. What makes you say that, Chief? It's the message that they wrote on the blueprint. It's a scandalous murder. That's the catchphrase of the main character in Criminal Case, a murder mystery game. Oh yeah, Luke plays Criminal Chase. Or Criminal Chase, I should say. Oh yeah, Luke plays Criminal Chase. He told me the murders on it are even crazier than the ones we've been dealing with. Well, maybe the killer got inspired by the game to murder someone the way they did. At least our Criminal Chase playing killer will know what to expect when we catch them, Matthew. Where to now, Matthew? Back to the back entrance of Dr. Damon's house? Let's go. Crazy knockoff of their title. But points for creativity for them. Hey, look, Matthew, this must be one of Bucky's shoes. His initials are on it. How'd it get out here? Maybe taking a sample of that stain on it will give us some answers. And that CCTV camera could be holding secrets. Let's crack its password. Did that. Double click, I should say. 4, 7, 8, 5, 8. Got it. Let's send the unlocked camera from the back entrance to Hope, Matthew. Hey, looks like we're gonna get Hope for analysis after all. Got it. Let's take a closer look at this blue liquid from Bucky's shoe, Matthew. Got it. Mr. Biceps. The stain from Bucky's shoe was Mr. Biceps' cleaning fluid, Matthew. You're right, that housekeeper mentioned using Mr. Biceps to clean the shark tank, so she must have handled this shoe. We need to ask her why. Okay. Let's ask Edwina Pickles. Don't you worry your little head, Broken Vacuum. I'll fix you up in a jiffy. Sorry to bother you again, Mrs. Pickles, but we need to know what you were doing with the victim's shoes. It's simple, dearie. I saw the silly man sneaking around dirtying the place with his muddy brogues. Did he not realize how long it takes to clean a house the size of this one? I ordered him to take his shoes off immediately, and I threw them out the back door after dousing them good and proper with Mr. Biceps. Nothing wrong with that now, is there, dear? So you noticed Bucky Johnson in the mansion, took his shoes off him, but didn't actually see him get murdered? Certainly not. I must have been busy dusting upstairs when all of that ruckus happened. Would you be wanting that cup of tea now? Still no. And I'll see you guys when the CCTV has run its course. See y'all soon. Alright, we've returned. Let's get the results of the unlocked CCTV camera. Hey Hope, how you feeling? Almost back to my Optima, Matthew. Scrooge and Tilly have been doing wonders to lift my spirits. Good to know my sister isn't bothering you. Anyway, did you get a chance to look at the security camera we sent you? Yeah, mostly it was footage of that housekeeper lady cleaning. And cleaning, and cleaning. But then there was a recording of your victim entering the house, and a few minutes later he was followed in by one of your suspects, Martin Fuller. Wait, so you think that drug dealer was following Bucky Johnson? I believe so. The way he looked around before he entered, as though making sure he wasn't being seen by anyone, it looked totally suspicious. So Fuller's reason for coming to Dr. Damon's house might be more sinister than discussing his drug sales results. We need another word with him, Matthew. I've also realized case 22 in Travel in Time did not come out very well. So I have to go back and do that case in elite mode on camera. Hey, Tin Man, you didn't come here to talk to Dr. Damon. You were following Bucky Johnson, weren't you? We saw you on the security camera. Alright, you got me. Truth is, I'm tired of the thug life, which is why I made a dealio with Agent Johnson. I feed him info on criminal bosses like Dr. Damon, and he puts me on witness protection with a new identity and all. I am a proper genius with electronics, so I was planning to start my own electrician business. You feel me? Yeah, okay, but this still doesn't explain why you followed Agent Johnson here. Because he tricked me hard times. As soon as I snitched, he disappeared. Truth is, the only thing I got in return was the vodka martini he paid for when I dished the dirt on my criminal buds. The dude's worse than the shadiest cop on Criminal Chase. Anyways, I finally found the fool and followed him here to tell him what's what. But when I saw him dead, I scampered. Alright, Tin Man, we'll take your word that you didn't kill Agent Johnson. For now. The plot thickens in the murder of Bucky Johnson, Matthew. We've now discovered that Martin Fuller agreed to snitch on his criminal pals in return for witness protection, but that Bucky didn't hold up his end of the bargain. Could Fuller have killed him in revenge? Then there's that crazy housekeeper. I wouldn't put it past her to murder someone because they dragged mud into the house. Agent Madison is also here after being summoned by Bucky, but says he was dead by the time he arrived. I doubt he... What's that noise, Matthew? La-di-da, la-di-day, take me back to Galway Bay. Matthew, that's Mrs. Pickles, and she's vacuuming the crime scene. We need to stop her. Yeah, we gotta stop her in Chapter 3. Don't go anywhere. And we return to start Chapter 3 of To the Lighthouse, Case 27. This is where we last left off on. Matthew, Mrs. Pickles is vacuuming the crime scene. Dum-diddy-doo. Mrs. Pickles! Mrs. Pickles! You need to stop right now! You're destroying crucial evidence! Oh, I am sorry, dear. It's just that they're always vacuuming up things in Criminal Chase, so I thought I'd help you out by doing the same. Well, you're not. Now please leave everything in the living room as it was so we can make a proper sweep of the crime scene. we go. Despite Mrs. Pickle's unhelpful cleaning, we still managed to pick up some clues, Matthew. Including our victim's tablet. We need to unlock it. But what's this weird mask about? Let me put it on. What? It's a mask of Bucky Johnson? That's super creepy. We need to dust it for prints and see who's been messing around with Bucky's identity. And we should take this magazine cover back together too. Come on, Matthew. The faster we figure out who killed Bucky, the faster we can get back to figuring out what the demons are up to. A little bit behind, so I'm going to probably speed up whatever analysis it is after I collect all the stars, but we'll see what happens. If this thing would just hurry up. Probably because I need to update my stuff. Some good mask dusting there, Matthew. Now let's see if Hope can identify whose fingerprints they are. Matthew, Bucky's tablet opened up onto his text messages. And he's been messaging Seth Damon. He wrote, "Stop contacting me, you insignificant delinquent." Sounds like Bucky thought Seth was harassing him. That kid had better have some answers for us. Seth, we need to talk to you. Go away. Can't you see I'm super busy playing Criminal Chase? Is that really what you're doing? Or are you harassing people just like you did Bucky Johnson? Harassing? Is that what he told you? If you really must know, all this is about my dad. Nothing I ever do is good enough for him, so I decided to do the thing he would hate the most. Work for the feds. I could just imagine the look on his face when he found out his son was going to be the total opposite of criminals like him. Anyway, I gave this Bucky dude a buzz to ask if he could mentor me to become an agent like him. But he just laughed in my face and said there was no way a layabout like me could ever come close to being a super duper fed like him. And so you murdered him in revenge? No way, man. That would make my dad happy, and that's the last thing I want to do. That's Dr. Damon and his pet on the cover of a magazine called Most Wanted. And the caption is a quote from our victim, Dr. Damon, not that evil. Knowing how adamant Dr. Damon was about being evil, he can't have been happy about this snub from Bucky. Let's ask him, Matthew. Dr. Damon, you didn't tell us you were a cover star. If you've come to Tommy about that humiliating magazine article, I'll have you fed to my sharks. You can't, they're all dead. Anyway, sounds like you weren't happy with Bucky Johnson being quoted as saying you were not that evil. Not happy? I was apoplectic with rage. I've been drinking vodka martinis nonstop to forget about it since I found out. And not only did that cretinous human tell a journalist lies about how I was no better than one of those backstreet mobsters in Criminal Chase, but he also took me off the FBI's most wanted list. He didn't even care that I'm clever as well as evil. I make my own electric weapons, don't you know? And I guess he forgot that you're a demon too. Oh yeah, that too. How could that man just go and ruin the reputation of an evil demon like me without a care in the world? Goodness me, I'm mad. So I got a minute of film time in, so I'll be right back, folks. Okay, I mentioned I'd be back, so here we are. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to speed this up. Matthew, Tilly ran off with that mask you sent me of the victim. Sorry about that, Hope. Tilly's been acting out ever since our argument with Mom. I'm worried about how she's coping without a parent figure around. No need to be. I had run the fingerprints already, so she can play with it all she wants. That's something at least. So did you manage to find a match? I did. And based on the prints, there's only one person who handled that mask apart from your victim, Agent Madison. What on earth was Madison doing with a mask that looks exactly like Bucky Johnson? He'd better have some answers for us, Matthew. Hold on. Okay, now we got it figured out. Now let's talk to Agent Madison. Matthew, there you are. Let's have an update on your findings. Actually, one of our findings implicates you. This mask of Bucky's face is covered in your fingerprints. What's that about? There is a perfectly reasonable explanation for this situation, Matthew. The fact is, ever since you revealed the existence of demons to me, I had reason to believe that Bucky Johnson was one. You thought Bucky was a demon? Why? He was always appearing suddenly in places he shouldn't have been, and he had far too much stamina for an individual of his age. The final straw was when I had discovered this mask, which I assumed to be Agent Johnson's human disguise. It was enough to confirm his demonic identity to me. But when I confronted Johnson about it, He insisted the mask was only used by his colleague when acting as his decoy during missions. A likely story. Well, Agent Matheson, we know what can kill demons, and electrocution isn't one of them, so I doubt Bucky Johnson was one. Yes, I realize the error of my ways now, which is why I'm more determined than ever to find out who murdered this fine agent. Matthew, turns out the Damon family were pretty mad with our dead Fed. Dr. Damon was furious because Bucky Johnson took him off the FBI's most wanted list and said he wasn't evil. While his son wasn't happy about being royally snubbed by Bucky when he asked for help to become an FBI agent. We also found out that Agent Matheson thought Bucky was a demon. There's only one way to know whether these or any of our suspects committed murder, and that's more clues. Let's take one last look around the lighthouse. Now, it looks like these cases will be released bi-weekly. Got it. But I don't think I'm gonna get the first star. No. This is a can of vodka teeny, a mix of vodka and vermouth, our killer's favorite tipple. They must have dropped it here. Let's scoop up some of that powder they left on the can. And we should see if anything's hidden in this pile of leaves, too. Matthew, we can't let our zap-happy killer get away, so let's do this. Just a moment. Okay, I got the first 2 stars at least. Got it. Matthew, we need to get the powder from the killer's vodka-tini can straight to Priya. Stun gun. Or electroshock gun. Oh wow, Matthew. This looks like an electroshock gun. Could it have been used to murder Bucky? The chief's the best person to confirm whether it's our murder weapon. And I know this is 15 hours. Okay, we are back. Let's put a killer behind bars. Let's get the results of the powder first. Guess what, Matthew? Xander just bought me the most gorgeous gold earrings. You're so lucky to have found someone like him, Priya. Makes me miss my ex, Pierce, bites and all. Your perfect man is out there somewhere, Gwen. I just know it. Anyway, Xander's present was a bit of a coincidence, seeing that the powder you sent me was from your killer's vodka-tini can is used to clean jewelry. But unlike your killer, you won't ever see me with a specific cleaning powder since it's used to buff up silver jewelry. But one thing's for sure, Matthew, our silver-wearing killer won't be a werewolf. Electroshock device now. Matthew, there's no doubt about it. This is the electroshock gun that killed Bucky Johnson. I zapped a tree with it to be sure, and it burnt to a crisp in seconds. Ah, poor tree. Chief, did the gun reveal anything about the killer? It did. I noticed some strands of black hair caught in one of the joints, no doubt left by the killer while they were assembling it. So our killer's hair will be the black beacon leading us straight to them, Matthew. Alright, Matthew, we have enough evidence to go catch the person who electrocuted Bucky Johnson to death. Let's go. Okay, certainly not Dr. Damon. It isn't, Martin Fuller. Wait a minute. Let's see. No, not Seth Damon. It's not George Matheson either. Had to look at the other ones to be sure. So we know it was Edwina Pickles. Mrs. Pickles. Mrs. Pickles, it was you? You murdered Bucky Johnson? Oh, my poor dearie, have you been raiding my stash of vodka martinis? You sound tipsier than a leprechaun on St. Patrick's Day. Well, we know about your love of vodka martini since we found it all over the badge you tore off the victim. In fact, we know everything. That you made your own gun and used it to electrocute Bucky and those poor sharks to death. So there's no use pretending. Wait, what was that? Your eyes just went red. Are you a demon? Darn it, I really need to work on my anger management. But now that the cat's out of the bag, I am the great demon Edwinata. I was put here to make sure summoned demons arrive safe and sound at the lighthouse yonder. It's a very important job, don't you know? We do indeed. We know it's a demon portal. Oh, you are a clever clogs indeed. Just like that Bucky fellow. That's why I had to kill him. Why? What did Bucky do? The little rascal found out I was a demon, didn't he? He was going to blow my cover, and where would that leave me? My dears, I've got a rather cushy life here in this lovely mansion, cleaning to my heart's content. It's a far cry from the miserable netherworld. I just couldn't let Agent Johnson ruin it for me. So when I saw him snooping around looking for me, I knew I had to get rid of him. I have a mind to get rid of you too, but I got enough of a telling off about the attention I drew to myself by murdering an FBI agent, so I'll let you live another day. You'll all be dead soon anyway, once our glorious queen's mission is complete. Adieu, humans. Wait! Drats, she's disappeared. Matthew, that's yet another demon we uncovered. We better go tell the chief. Chief, you won't believe it, but Bucky Johnson's killer turned out to be a demon. She pretended to be a housekeeper at Dr. Damon's mansion, but her real job was to keep an eye on the lighthouse and make sure summoned demons arrived okay. So that confirms that the lighthouse is a portal for summoning demons. Yeah, but annoyingly, Mrs. Pickles, or Edwinata as she's really called, disappeared before we could ask her anything more about it. I'm just relieved she didn't kill you. And now that we know for sure that the demons are entering our world via this lighthouse, we need to check it out more than ever. Let's do this, Matthew. I'll be seeing you guys for Beyond the Veil 2.5 after this. Okay, we are back. Let's start Beyond the Veil 2.5. Matthew, we came to Smuggler's Cove Lighthouse because it's a portal for summoning demons, but we're waylaid by the murder of Bucky Johnson. I guess we shouldn't be surprised that Bucky's killer turned out to be yet another demon who was living disguised as a human in our world. It's true, since Mrs. Pickles was a demon. Maybe she'll have left some earthly belongings at the house she worked in, which might reveal more about the Demon Queen. Matthew, if there's a shred of a chance that we might find something to do with my wife, I want to be there. I'll come with you. Sure, Chief, and as for the lighthouse... Guys, ghosts, freaking scary. Seth, calm down and tell us exactly what's going on. I saw a ghost by the lighthouse, said her name was Belinda, and she wants to talk to Matthew. Wait, she must be Belinda, the good witch, who was killed by her sister Morgana. I wonder what she wants. Matthew, go with Gwen to speak to Belinda, and then we'll head back to the house to see if Edwinata left anything demon-related behind. Belinda, we're here. Show yourself. Matthew, it's truly wonderful to speak with you again, although I must admit I have been watching you ever since I died. Watching us? Why? Because I know about your fight against the impending demon invasion, and I'm here to help you. But I can't stay long, otherwise they'll catch me and tear my ghostly self into shreds of wispy nothingness. All I know is that one of the demons left an important message on a stone tablet for his compatriots by that lighthouse. Find this tablet and you will learn more about what the Demon Queen's nefarious plans involve. Thank you, Belinda. Well, Matthew, I must go. Take this to protect yourself as best you can from what is to come. Now to the lighthouse with you. Oh. Broken stone. Wow, Matthew, Belinda truly was a good witch. Anyway, could this broken stone be the tablet containing the message about the Demon Queen? Let's reassemble it. And with our luck, it's faded. There's definitely something carved into this tablet, but it's too faint to read, Matthew. Let me grab your Justin kit. Got it. Look, Matthew, the tablet shows Earth and... Belinda was right. This tablet must have information about the Demon Queen's plans to tear open the veil, but it's all in some weird writing. I know that Hope has some pretty cool translation software on her computer. Let's see if she can figure out what the rest of the message is about. Alright. Carpet bag. Okay. Matthew, you think this carpet bag is the kind of thing Edwina Pickles would own? Then let's search through it for demonic things. Hang on, folks. All right. Got it. A historically accurate account of the glorious Demon Queen. Oh boy. Look at the title of this manuscript from Mrs. Pickles' carpet bag, Matthew. It's called A Historically Accurate Account of the Glorious Demon Queen. Matthew, there must be something in here about how the Demon Queen came to look like my wife. I need to read it. You're right. My emotions are running too high to read anything right now. We should ask Felix to look through the manuscript. Alright. And I'll let these two run their courses. I'll see you a little later tonight. For now, this is Matthew. I'll see you soon. And we're back. Let's get the results of the demon's message from Hope first. Hope, did you manage to work out what was written on that stone tablet we sent you? That script is a seriously old demonic language, but it was still no match for my superior translation tool. The tablet revealed bad news and kind of good news. The bad news is that the Demon Queen is definitely planning to rip open the veil between Earth and the Netherworld. Ugh, what's the kind of good news? Well, it turns out the Queen's got to wait until Earth's in perfect alignment with Saturn and Mercury to break the veil. This particular planetary alignment happens once in a blue moon, but as luck would have it, the next one's taking place 9 days from now. So we've only got until next Thursday, so stop the Demon Queen from breaking the veil and allowing her demon minions to suck the life out of our planet. Doesn't sound like good news to me. At least we now know when she's planning her attack. That's true. Well, Matthew, I hope we figure out everything out in time. I'll meet you in a bit to debrief with the chief. Felix, tell me what that manuscript revealed. What did it say about my wife? Listen, Chief, most of the so-called historic account of the Demon Queen was incoherent ramblings from Edwina Pickles, also known as Edwinata, interspersed with her thoughts on different tea varieties. But on one of the rare occasions that the Demon Lady made sense, she wrote this. Our dear Queen found herself bound for all time in the pathetic body of that do-gooding Lily Arrow. And this abomination was all the fault of a measly human who goes by the name of Falcon. Hang on a minute, did I hear correctly? Edwinata wrote in her memoirs that the Queen's body was bound to my wife's, and the person responsible for this happening was Falcon? We know already that a vampire was involved in my wife's death, but surely my old mentor would not have played a part in it. You're right, Matthew, there's only one thing to do, and that's to ask Falcon himself. Let's go find him. Falcon, it's Jake Arrow. We need to talk. Not so loud, my friend. It's called my secret hideout for a reason. Are we friends, Falcon, or are you really to blame for my wife's death? I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about, Jake. Falcon, I know you well enough to know when you're lying to me, so you're going to tell me right now what happened to my wife and why the Demon Queen looks like her. I had no choice. It had to be Lily. Look, I'll start from the beginning. Fact is, before all this happened, I joined forces with Rathimiel, a rebel demon, and we worked together to figure out how to destroy the Demon Queen. Yes, we know all about Rathimiel. Keep going. We decided we needed to put her in a cage of sorts, one that would weaken her and prevent her from destroying the planet. Soon we realized that this cage needed to be made from a being that was completely and utterly pure. And there's only one creature that fit the bill. A good fairy. Like your Lily. What? Lily was no fairy. Believe me, she was. She'd had her wings cut, which is why you never suspected a thing, but Rathimiel knew. And so, I'm sorry to tell you this, Jake, but I got your Lily killed. I got a vampire to drain her dry. I had to. I just can't believe this! You, my mentor, got the love of my life murdered? Why the hell did you get a vampire to kill Lily? We had to empty her of all her blood to allow the Queen to be imprisoned in her body. We needed to wait 7 days after Lily's death, which is when Rathimiel and I snuck into the cemetery where she was buried and exhumed her body. I then left while Rathimiel imprisoned the Demon Queen in the cage and locked it with the 5 keys. Rathimiel told me not to be there for that part, so that demons wouldn't be able to infiltrate my brain and find out what had happened. And after you did this to my wife, you decided to become a mentor to the man whose life you destroyed. Listen, Jake, I saw you when you found Lily's body. I saw how wretched you were, how hell-bent on avenging her death. I knew that if I didn't look after you, you'd go off the rails and probably get killed. I had to help you. Well, I don't need your help, nor anyone else's. I only need Lily, and you took her away from me. Now get out of my sight, Falcon, before I do something I'll regret. Matthew, I don't know about you, but I need a drink. Matthew, have you seen the Chief? We need to tell him that the Demon Queen plans to break the veil during the planetary alignment next Thursday. I have no idea how we're going to stop her in just 9 days, but we've got to find a way. Wait, what? You're saying that you and the Chief found out that Falcon was to blame for Lily Arrow's death? And that Lily was a good fairy, which is why he chose her? Oh, Rithimia was involved too, of course. He put the Queen in Lily's body and locked her up in a cage with the 5 keys. Poor Chief. He must feel so betrayed by his mentor. Matthew, it's Jake. His RV. It's gone. What are you talking about, Ben? I just saw Jake take off in his van. I tried calling him, but he won't pick up. Knowing what he just found out about what Falcon did to his wife, he could be a danger to himself and others. We need to find him. Matthew, the RV was parked by the back entrance. We should take a look around it to see if there's any clues as to where the Chief was going. Do it with a friend of mine that I know of who got me into this game. Phone. The Chief's phone. That's the Chief's phone, Matthew. He must have dropped it by mistake in his rush to get away. We need to unlock the phone, stat. Okay, I had to stop real quick because I was getting close to 10 minutes. No. X6Q. There we go. And I did it. Matthew, the chief's phone opened up to his GPS. And he set the coordinates for Florida. Why would he be going there? You're right. There's only one person who knows the answer to that, and that's the chief's oldest friend, Ben. Let's go talk to him. Is this another analysis? Nope. Didn't think so. Ben, we found the chief's phone, and he set his GPS coordinates to Florida. Why would he be going there? Oh man, poor Jake. Matthew, I know exactly why Jake's going to Florida. It's where he and Lily had their last vacation before she died, in a secluded hut in a swamp in the middle of the Everglades. A swamp in the Everglades? Not where I'd choose to vacation. Well, Jake's never done things the conventional way. Anyway, pack your things, Matthew, and here's some money for gas. See you in a bit. All right, Matthew, we're all set to go find the chief and save him from himself. Get in the camper. We're heading to Florida. Alright. It's definitely not Jake Arrow there, that's the next victim. First of all, let me show you my cards. Okay. This is case 28. And it is released on April 30th. That is 11 days from now. So I've got a case in elite mode to do. Case 22 in travel and time. So I'll see y'all soon. But I've got some cards to open. Okay. All right. Alright? So I'll see you guys on April 30th. So for now, this is Matthew. See you soon.